You're listening to REGNAD Radio.
Bro, what have you read in the news recently?
What have I read in the news?
It's been. I feel like it's been an interesting week.
This has been an interesting week. I hate that we always like discuss topics by week because it dates the podcast, but it's calm. Fuck it. It's we record this and then we'll record it now and then it'll come out next week and then like.
But the thing is, right? One thing I do want to put out there, and this is for the podcast as well, yeah. But genuinely, just comes from me, yeah. The only reason that news is absorbed and taken in the way it is because we're told there's a format. I'm sorry, news that's old, if it's good enough, doesn't become dead. It becomes history. So for me, it will always be relevant. Do you know what I mean?
I agree with you there. That's a very interesting sentiment. Because it's like, why is it... Oh, news stands for something, you know? I forgot what it is. It's like, new... Something. I promise you. Like,
it's an acronym.
News is actually an acronym.
Okay, interesting.
So, I should really know this, man.
That's mad.
But yeah, so basically, like, obviously we receive new information.
Yeah.
And it's marketed as news. And I feel like the more pertinent the information, it then becomes just that information and eventually data. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So people will refer to, depending on the credence and the credibility of a publication, you might then refer to was printed or referenced here, down the line.
Yeah, I get that.
But what have I been watching or listening to in the news? Before we get into it, hi everyone, REGNAD Radio, episode 8. Myself, KdotMelody.
Myself, Ndoe for weeks.
REGNAD forever. Brand new site coming soon as well, regnad.co.uk.
It is on, I'll say it, the 30th of the month.
The 30th.
The 30th of the month of September. Do you remember?
Hey,
sorry.
No, hit it.
The very first time in September. Cause I can't remember.
Hey, keep it going.
The lyrics they gone away. Jesus, that's right. Listen. The remix.
Hey, come on. This is what caffeine looks like. This is what caffeine looks like, bro. I swear, yeah. Like, I was saying to my dad, I was like, do you know when I realised I was an adult? Not when I started paying like my bills and that.
When you start drinking coffee?
It was just when I realised I was just in a permanent state of fatigue. Big man, what's that?
No, don't.
What is that? I know, I just hit you in here. But if you really deep it, bro, like when was the last time you weren't tired? Like when was the last time like someone you kick it with on a level? And they're like, so how you doing, man? And so you'll give them like a little bit. You're not gonna be like, bro, so like my mom's stressing me and like my girl's not telling me. You're gonna be like, I'm cool, man. Man's just tired, innit? Yeah. Whereas if it's someone you don't really know, you're just like, I'm right, man. Don't worry. But the man is just tired, bro. There's so much weight, bro. I'm so tired,
bro. And that's the thing. There's two things on that. Yeah, there's two specific things on that. Yeah. It's an everyone thing because everyone that's our age, if you're in this demographic, right now, I'm saying 25 to 35. That whole 10-year gap.
Bro, I'd push it to like 40, you know.
Fair enough. 25 to 40. Yeah, 25 to 40. Right now, you are looking at the world and just being like, fuck you, man. Like, fuck you. And you know why? Because I ain't slept properly in time. And you know what's even worse? I work from home now. How can I still not be getting any rest?
Or I'm looking for a Ross Clark job in the middle of a pandemic.
Do you know what I mean?
One of those two stresses, bro.
It's one of those two stresses. Or I'm looking for the team. I have to like send out 8 billion CVs to look at the job advert and realise 8 billion people already applied. And I'm just like, what?
Trust me.
Stay here, guys, because that's what we're here to talk about. The realities of this thing, fam. Because man is tired.
Bro.
Man is tired.
It's just like... It's like my mind's tired, my body's tired. My body's tired and I'm working from home. Like, what's that? Why am I working from home and I still can't sleep? What is that about? Is there actually like a deeper thing to explore there? I don't know.
There may be, in a way, a scientific, not that I'm a scientist, I'm not, for clarity, but I'm sure there's a scientific kind of, I guess study on that, because I mean, I know an actual lack of sleep is arguably the most detrimental thing you can do to your body.
It's peak for me right now. And the thing is, it's like, I'm aware that my body in particular, like when I'm tired and I'm run down, I get ill.
That's what happens.
Like, like some people might get like a cyst or like develop like a tummy bug or whatever, something.
Yeah.
Bro, I'll just catch a cold out of nowhere. I'll create my own damn cold. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a madness. Now's not the time. That's why I'm out here eating all these rascal vegetables and that. But
health is, it's weird as well, because your body is like, it's going through this phase of, I don't know, mentally I feel like my body is always on panic mode now, because it's like, you do realise today I could step out of your house, get ill, and in 2 weeks die. That's a fact. Touch wood.
Or in 2 weeks,
but that's a fact.
Be confirmed that there's some.
Or there's
an
alternate issue.
Touch some rascal wood, man.
Bro, for real, because it's deeper levels out here, and I mean, but
you know,
still,
there are some people who don't believe that this is happening.
Bruv, there are some people. This is the funny thing. There are some people that don't believe that this is happening, and there are some people that believe it's happening so much, that they're just not doing anything anymore. They're just not doing anything anymore, bruv. They're locked off from everything. Pointing the thing like that, like it's just,
bruv, it's mad.
It's
like one of the wildest social experiments you could have read about.
Oh, bruv, well, you do realise this is arguably the beginning of a dystopian future. Sorry to put it like that.
Damn, son.
But it's
well. to actually go back and answer the question that I've just like milli rocked around for the last 5 minutes.
Sorry,
what have I read in the news today? This week, the thing that popped off in my head was there could be life on Venus.
Fam.
I was like, and the thing is, you wouldn't even be shocked. Look at the year we've had. Look at if aliens just came to kick it with man, you know what? Calm. There's a virus. You man might even know more than what we do. Yeah, I just want to be able to go back to throwing events. Like, as long as you man don't want to colonize us, I'm sure you could. There's more than enough space. Like,
100%.
Like, come on. Like, please just come cure the virus. Give us a cure for cancer and just like we'll create your own little city and shit.
AIDS,
just come chill.
as well. Oh no, AIDS exists. We got that already. But the brand.
Oh yeah. Oh shit, that's fucking.
It's ridiculous.
Man. But yeah, so the Venus thing. I actually, for once, it was because I like space. I'm just really intrigued by space. I'm fucking shit scared of it. Like, I don't want to go to space. But I really, really like it.
I share that sentiment fully.
Yeah. But are you trying to be there?
What, trying to? I to be fair, if you were to tell me that we've got a bunch of people who have discovered a new element that is renewable, but apparently is the greatest power source we've ever fucking discovered in the world, and that has resulted in us being able to terraform on another planet, I'll probably go. Why not, bruv? Because that means, bruv, the thing is, I feel like the only way something like that can happen in reality is if we're literally in science fiction now. We're talking about you can travel at light speed. Fam, that solves like bare.
Yeah, look,
things. Do you know what I mean? Bad things just immediately change.
Look, I'm not trying to be like, I'm not going to be the person on the ship within the first 5 years of the generation, put it that way. Second half of the generation, yeah? So, to what, 2035? Yeah? We're going up to the moon and that.
Oh, so I know what you want. You want them to bill it,
test it, yeah? Bun it, yeah? Get waved, come back, and then decide to go do it again for a couple years.
And then you'll join the session the next time. I
might just come into that session and just say, well, one over there. But I'm not the first one on the ship.
Not early adopter, no.
Not the first one on the ship.
I hear that.
The article now was telling us that they haven't necessarily found life on Venus. They've basically found, like, I'm going to use the term microorganism, just because I got a C in physics, or chemistry. See, the mere fact I don't even know which one it is.
It's a mixture of both.
It's a mixture
like
of
space
both.
is more
space
physics,
is,
chemistry is the
They found like a little baby particle or whatever. That, as far as I could tell, is difficult to exist where there isn't life.
Yeah, because of the heat signature.
So because Venus is such a hot planet, it would just bun up everything on its surface. But they were saying 50 kilometers in the air, they found, because they like sent probes there and they were just getting clarted or whatever. So they found like this particle that was just dancing around in the air up there, and they're like, that's strange, because it takes this and this to produce that one particle on Earth. and then there's ties within that particle and new life, or the necessity for something to be able to grow and attach to something else. So
yeah,
that's where they are, and they're currently now just trying to disprove that, I believe. But until then,
so they're trying to disprove, because I didn't read the entire articles, but like to that extent. But what are they trying to disprove? Whether there is life or not?
Whether that's the only way to determine
if there's life. Well, okay. First and foremost, you know what I'm gonna say. It depends on what your definition of life is. Oh, yeah,
bruv.
That's the first thing.
That's the like, one thing I took away from the.
It depends on what your definition of life is. Like saying there is life on another planet, as a scientist, it is or it is going to be microscopic to you. Literally, a particle in the air that you feel based on years and years of studying the way or the movement of particles is moving in an erratic way. That to you as a scientist, that is an argument to suggest life, because no particles do that.
Be careful of that.
Sorry, no particles do that. To your knowledge, do you know what I mean? Yes, you studied there, you found something, but I feel like discovery and groundbreaking discovery are still two different things. We discover things every day. Groundbreaking things are completely different. I feel like personally, it's sick, because if they're suggesting that they have found another life form that is able to be sentient, you know, and but doesn't require the general elements that we require to exist, and obviously just exist on whatever the race is in Venus, then yeah, that's wild. That is wild. Do you know
because
what I mean?
the way I see it is exactly the way that after I read the article, I was just like, I asked myself the question. It was like, well, what is life? And is how do I define life? Is life defined by sentiency, like you said? You need to be able to be free thinking. Is life defined by information and purpose, perhaps? Yeah, knowledge, because a plant is alive.
Yeah,
its purpose is to grow, pollinate, etc., etc.,
and allow us to live. Actually.
Yeah. So
overall, yeah.
But then away from that, I was thinking like, but isn't the fact that Venus exists proof of life in itself? Because it's just how, isn't it just perspective? Because essentially that planet is alive. It has its own system of the way things work. It's a compound of gases that is confined to that space.
Yeah.
And it's got shit going on up there. The same way that isn't a star alive?
Well, nah.
Because it dies, right? A supernova is the death or birth of a star.
100%, bro. 100%. But what you're talking, where the angle that you're coming from my perspective, is a little bit more spiritual in terms of terminology than scientific. Because
okay, I'll give you that.
Do you know what I mean? Like, because I completely agree with you. I'm more on the side of that as a school of thought than just the scientific school of thought, because my understanding of the way the world works is scientists discover things, it's gospel, right? Keyword is discover, not create at any point. Oh, this exists. Look at this. Look what I found. Look, wait. Look what I found in the middle of nothingness. In the middle of the universe that I just think just came out of nothingness, you know, it just was here and we just are. That argument annoys me so much, but I'm always going to be biased because I believe in God and stuff like that. So there's going to be a bias there. But for me, I feel like it is an interesting thing to talk about. Do you know what I mean? And I found out the other day, I don't know about Christianity. Sorry to segue, but it will only be brief. But long story short, there are religions I won't go into now that do not denounce the ideas of aliens.
Really?
Really.
That's so interesting you say that, and I had no idea you said that. Please show me these.
So basically, it's actually Islamic, funnily enough, and it was just a video I was watching, and essentially, it's not saying that there are aliens, but it never ever once said that these things don't exist. Do you know what I mean? Like,
but surely most scriptures don't say. I don't remember hearing about or reading in the Bible as a kid that aliens definitely don't exist. They just weren't spoken about, right?
It's essentially it's that, but it goes a little bit deeper in a sense in terms of what was spoken about in the Quran. And apologies if I misquote for all of our Islamic listeners. But essentially it said that a lot of things were created for you. A lot more than what were given to others, but not all others. Oh no, a lot more than what were given to some. Meaning that, like, oh, so hold on. We're high on the pedestals because obviously angels, if you're talking from a monotheistic point of view, angels had to bow to you, animals had to bow to you. You know the story.
Right.
But then there are other things that God created that are just like, no, they don't. There's other things. He said some. And obviously,
right.
if you believe, or you're of the school of thought that God is omnipotent and created everything, that does automatically mean that there are other lives, but they're just not a part of us, because he basically mentioned this: angels, animals, you know, hell and all that. That's for you.
Yeah.
But I'm God in it. I do what I want over here, and that is a suggestion, but it's an idea, because a lot of people will be like, "Oh, religious people don't believe in aliens," and it's like, actually, it's not that they don't believe in them, it's as much as you don't believe in God, they just can't denounce it. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those things. You'd be allegedly you'd be a bad, not a bad religious person if you didn't even consider the idea of aliens, but to completely rule it out if you're religious is completely stupid.
Okay. I mean, look, I'm just of the thought in general that this universe as we know it, galaxies we know it, solar system as we know it, is so vast.
It's ridiculous.
It's incredibly egocentric to assume we're the only sentient, and I mean sentient life form, so life as we know it, out here.
Exactly.
Or in here, wherever. I personally believe, I have no proof, so don't ask me for proof, but this is what it is.
But no one has proof, Coy. That's the banter. No one has proof.
I personally believe that there are alternate timelines in it. As in, like, if me and you didn't meet, our lives go a different way. Parallel universes. Like, I say this to my girl all the time, she hates it. I'm like, what if that day I didn't go to that party, and she's just like... But
mathematically, we know that as a school of thought is real theory. It's a real scientific theory, the multiverse theory. We know it to be true because there are various dimensions in math. If there are, I'm sorry, maths is literally the language of the universe. Therefore, there's nothing to say. It's just maths we don't understand. Do you know what I mean? To quote Tony Stark, Batman. But it's just maths we don't understand. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of people look at religion in the same way, denounce it because it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Because you're human. Yeah. That's probably why. Do you know what I mean?
I hear that.
Like, it was like something so great was made for you in the best way possible that you could understand it, and you kind of do, but yeah.
So look, I remember watching one of them. Oh, what's my Don? The Black Don.
Which
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Neil deGrasse Tyson. Yeah, he's a G.
So and his thing was, I think the show's called The Universe. Okay. It was his thing's on Netflix anyway. Yeah, you can go check that out. And it was one of the episodes, and basically they put like a filter, an infrared filter, over this telescopic lens of shit that was outside, looking at the stars, and you could see about 3 to 6 times more shit.
Yeah.
It's perspective.
It is perspective.
We don't have that infrared perspective to see that.
There's a lot of stuff that we don't see, even in front of us right now.
Dark matter. All of these
That's
things.
That's the worst one. That takes up apparently the majority of the universe. That's the funniest bit.
It's perspective. Yeah, so it's simply the idea of life as we know it. If that's the question, are we searching for life as we know it? Heartbeat, limbs, eyes, ears, senses, sentiency. Then fine, if that's what we're on the quest for. But that's because that's what we've been on the quest for, like in movies and shit. You know, it's been romanticized.
I think
if we're truly looking for just some other shit, man.
Yeah, I think the scientific perspective or general school of thought on that side is basically, you know, the world's in a very shit place. We need to find somewhere to live. I genuinely believe that's a conversation that's happening right now. It makes sense. Do you know what I mean?
There are arguments and conversations that happen way beyond my knowledge and pay grade.
Absolutely. Most people.
They say the theys.
The theys. You know who they are.
They say that the next world war won't be over oil or anything. It'll be over water.
Wow.
And that's where my knowledge of that ends. So if anyone wants to hit me up with why that could possibly be the case, please let me know.